what does it mean by parajumbles? Para is the short form of paragraph. Okay. And I believe everybody knows the meaning of this word jumbles. Let me show you. सबसे पहले I'll be telling you what we are going to cover in this particular session. बहुत ध्यान से समझना सब लोग, and I'll be bilingual, 80% English, 20% Hindi, so that we all can be comfortable. What are the learning objectives? That means after this 1 hour of session, what are the things that you are going to gain? Okay, so you will be having 360-degree, acknowledgement of this topic, that what it is actually and how this type of questions are asked in the examination. This is one thing. I'll be telling you how many types or what patterns can be made in this particular topic. And then we will be talking about the approach that you should follow to solve these questions. And one thing, that approach for each type can be different. Everybody please comment and tell me whatever I have explained till now is clear. Great. So let me show you what does it mean by. You can see here some lines are written in colorful manner, correct? Now, the thing is, basically this line number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are 5 lines from one paragraph, but they are written in the jumbled form. Okay, these lines are not written in a sequence. So now you are supposed to solve, you're supposed to tell me the correct sequence, that which line should precede the other one. Understood? So don't worry, you are not, I'm not asking you to solve this right now, because this is just for an introduction that how these questions will be in your examination. What is the requirement of these questions? ठीक है, 5 lines here, and each line I have colored these lines deliberately. ये देखिएगा. Let's see here. You can see. So these 5 lines, but what should be the correct sequence is here. ठीक है, तो ये paragraph है. This is the paragraph, and this is the jumbled form of the paragraph. That's it. तो आपको क्या करना है? This page, let's say this is page A. ये situation आपको एग्जाम में मिलेगा, and you have to solve this and you have to reach to this page B. मतलब वो वहां से आपको this outcome you are supposed to deliver. That's it. So I hope सबको समझ में आ चुका है. What does it mean by parajumbles? Okay. Now one by one we will be talking about every single thing, that how we are going to cover the session. Objectives, I have already told you after the session, the introduction. That means you will be aware of the topic, that what it is and how these questions are asked. You will be aware of the types or patterns, and how these questions should be solved. That means approach. Okay, let's see. So let us discuss this one by one. First thing, to solve these questions, कोई एक fixed method नहीं है. This is the very first thing that I'm telling you. There is no fixed method. Okay, this is the first point. Now, what does it mean by? There is no prescribed method. That means कोई ऐसा particular method नहीं है that, let's say 5 or 7 lines, if I tell you this rule, and if you apply that rule in the examination and it will be solved. No, this is not applicable in these type of questions. For example, let's say if I talk about quant. So everybody knows, let's say if I talk about in quant right angle triangle, right? If I talk about the right angle triangle. So everybody knows that A square, this AB square, let's say this is X, this is Y, and this is Z. So everybody knows that X square plus Y square is equal to Z square. So this is one prescribed method, which is applicable in all the situations. This is universal. But for parajumble, there is no universal method. Every type will have a specific approach. This one, point number 1 is clear. If yes, then everybody will write P1 clear. Everybody will write in comment section P1 clear. Great. Everyone, not everybody is writing. Great. Second thing, you have to understand now, the one thing is that there is no prescribed method, then how we will approach it? So it's very simple. Be relaxed, right? Simply read the paragraph and try to figure out what the paragraph is all about. That means you have to understand what the passage is given about, right? And about that, what has been talked about. That means, let's say if the paragraph is given about inflation. So inflation के बारे में क्या बात बोली गई है? So what are the aspects? Okay. If you all are clear about the second topic, second point, then everybody will write P2 clear. Please. I'm asking you to write every single thing deliberately so that I want your attention to be here. Great. Amazing. Let's see the third thing. Now, we know that there is no prescribed method, there is no universal method. So how we will approach? First, we will understand what is given in the passage. Third thing, there are multiple points and I will be discussing it in a very detailed manner. So don't worry about that. Start making pairs, mandatory pairs, right? Now, what does it mean by? Let me explain you one by one. First thing is noun, pronoun. So I hope everybody is aware of what is noun, what is pronoun. So let me just give you one insight that what are we talking about? Language. We are learning verbal ability, and verbal ability means that English language, correct? English is a language. What is the use of language? To communicate, right? The use of language is to communicate. Now, to have a proper communication, at least two people are required. One is the speaker, right? And the other one is the one who is spoken to. Correct? In grammar, the speaker is called first person and the one who is spoken to is called second person. And when these two people talk, they must have something to talk about, something or someone to talk about. So whoever is talked about, spoken about, in English language, we call it third person. So I hope this thing is clear. This is first person, second person, and third person. So I'll be using these terms every now and then. So what are we talking about? This one person which is talked about. That means which is given in the passage. That means the third person. Clear? And whoever is talked about, we will be calling it a subject. Okay. So now what we are talking about, the subject. That means what the passage is about. Let me show you one example. Let's say this is talking about NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration is the United States government agency responsible for the nation's civilian space program. And so can you please tell me what is the subject of this paragraph? Everybody please type in comment section. What is the subject of the paragraph? NASA. Very good. Amazing. Okay. So one thing that we have understood. Now, you can see here it is given NASA. This is a noun because this is the name of an agency, correct? But if you see later in one line, it is given, it was established. Can you please tell me that this word it is used for what? Anyone can tell me this word is used for what? NASA, correct. So this it is used in place of the word NASA, which was a name. Name means noun. And the word which is used in place of a noun, we call it a pronoun. So you can simply find out here that first the noun was given and then the pronoun was given, correct? Let me show you one more example so that you can have a better understanding. Let me show you this. See this line A and B. It says the company CEO announced a new initiative. He believes it will enhance employee satisfaction. So in the first line, what we were talking about, let me show you. We were talking about company CEO. And then this word is used he. So can you please tell me this he is used for what? The CEO. CEO is a noun and this is the pronoun form. Correct? One more example. The computer processes data at an incredible speed. Researchers use this technology. So this word is given this. This is used for what? The processing of this processing of data by the computer. Correct? So this technology. Now see, this is used for what? The computer processing. Right? This was a noun and this is a pronoun. So what we observe from this part, first a noun will be given and then pronoun will be given. You simply have to figure it out whether any noun and pronoun are given there or not. If yes, then you will try to arrange them in a sequence. Got it? Please tell me if you guys are clear with this point number one. First noun, then pronoun. So you will make a pair in this way, first noun and then pronoun. This is one thing. Okay, amazing. Second is, you will see the subject verb relation. Subject means again the person which is talked about, and verb means the action which is performed. Right? For example, in this way, the computer, we were talking about computer and the action was process. Right? Here, the subject was CEO and the verb was announced, the action, correct? So you will see in any line, if any action is mentioned, so for whom this action is mentioned. For example, here, two lines are given. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, that is UNESCO, is a specialized agency of. This is one line which is incomplete. Then it is given the United Nations that promotes. So can you please tell me this promotes is given a verb, and for which for what this word is for what this word is used? This promote word is used for what? This is the action. Can you please tell me for what this is used? Not UN, it is used for UNESCO. Correct? UNESCO promotes. So you can see first subject was given, that first line, right? And then the verb was given. I hope it is clear. So noun pronoun relationship, subject verb relationship. I hope it is clear. Third thing, acronym. What does it mean by? Acronym is the short form. Correct? For example, the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. This is the full form. And for this full form, we have one word, that is UNESCO. This is acronym. This is the short form, correct? So always remember, if in one line a full form is given, and if in other line any short form is given, so always remember that the full form would be given the first and the first place, and then later the short form will be used, right? For example, the United Nations, the simple thing, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. UNESCO is a specialized agency of the United Nations that promotes international cooperation among its member states and associates in the field of education, science, cultural and communication. Now see, full stop is given here, right? That means that one statement is completed. Now, they have not written the full form of this word UNESCO. The short form is given. So the other relationship is full form and then short form. If this thing is clear, then everybody will write C3 clear. C3 means concept 3 clear. Please type in chat box C3 clear, yes or no. Very good. If anyone has any problem till now, you can simply mention it. Any issue at all? Any confusion? That's great. Just 1 second. Just give me 1 second. Okay, all set. So, what are the 3 points that we have discussed so far? Can you please tell? Relationship. Like, first thing, there is no specific concept, there is no specific pattern. Second thing, you have to understand the passage, then you have to figure out the relationship. One, between noun and pronoun. Second, between subject and verb. Third, the full form and short form. Right? Great. Then chronological sequence. Let's explore what does it mean by. See, chronological is simply meant by if in any statement or in any paragraph, years or dates are given, right? So it's common sense. Basically, let's say in the early 1820s, Charles Babbage created a mechanical computer that could do basic computations. It was a steam-powered calculating machine used to solve numerical tables such as logarithmic tables. Then here it is given, Charles Babbage created another calculating machine, the analytical engine, in 1830s. So it's quite obvious that first 1820s will be given and then 30 will come. So this helps you a lot. This helps you a lot, right? The next thing is concept or example relationship. For example, healthy eating is a key aspect of overall well-being. This is one concept. And further, the example of this situation is given. For instance, incorporating a variety of fruits and vegetables into one's diet is a common example of health-conscious choice. One more example is given there. The concept of sustainable living is gaining popularity. For example, many households now utilize solar panels to generate energy. That means the second line will be always, used after this concept, what we are trying to explain. One more thing, one more point that I would like to explain here. Please focus. You can write down this thing. If any line is given, if any line is conveying any information which is generalized, right? Wait, let me just write it here. If any particular line is giving you information in a generalized way, let's say some general information is given, and the other line is given which is talking about something precisely or specifically. So we always go from G to S, right? From general to specific. Always remember this point. So this one point is not added there. I'm just adding here. 6th and 7th. Point number 7. You will always go from G to S. That means from general information to specific information. That's it. Here, you have to understand what does it mean by transition words. Can you please explain me what is the meaning of transition? Can you please explain me the meaning of the word transition? Change, correct? Anything else? Shift, correct? Which may change the meaning of the sentence. Very good, Jayesh. You all are correct. Shift, change, transition, all are synonyms. All have the same meaning. But what we are trying to convey here, let's say sentence 1 is given and sentence 2 is given, correct? So there must be one word which will connect both the sentences. For example, I love mangoes. I love mangoes, right? But I don't like apples, for example. Now, I have spoken two things. One, that is I love. One, something which I love. The other, which I don't love. So with these two situations will be connected by which word? And or but. Can you please tell me? These two situations should be connected with which word? And or but? It's but, not and. Very good. Why? Because and is used for something addition, right? But is used for some contrast. So both are the transition words, but their context is one is used for addition and the other is used for contrast or something which is contradicting. Now, these words are called transition words, like also, again, as well, also, again, as well as, besides, furthermore, in addition, consequently, hence, otherwise, subsequently, instead, likewise, on the other hand, rather, similarly, yet, but, however, and so on. These all words are transition words. Now, one thing which is important for you, that in which situation which word should be used, or which word has a particular situation. For example, you don't use also to contradict two statements, correct? You use however to show contradiction. So I'll explain you very clearly. If also, again, as well as, besides, furthermore, in addition, likewise, these words are given. So the context of these words are, the context is, they talk about addition. This is the context. For example, she enjoyed playing the piano. Moreover, she excelled in composing her own music. So the next thing is the addition of the previous thing. Okay. Second, if these words are given consequently, hence, otherwise, subsequently, therefore, and thus, so these words will show the context of cause and effect. In this, one situation will be the cause and the other will be effect. For example, the storm caused significant damage. Consequently, many residents had to evacuate. So evacuate is the effect and the cause was the storm. Everybody, please explain me, just type in chat box if everything is clear with what I have explained as of now, the transition words. Are you able to understand? Like, I just want to know, am I explaining you in a very smooth way, very, very clear, concise way? Yes or no? Okay, everything is clear. Very good. So two types. The first one, addition. The second one, cause and effect, right? If you have these words as a rule generally, so they talk about the generalized situation, generalization. If you have these words, phrase, for instance, for example, for one thing, so they talk about illustrations or examples. Okay. If these words are given above all, aside from, barring, or besides, so they talk about priority or importance. So this is the context. You have to keep these points in mind. If these words are given in another word, in short, instead, likewise, on one hand, on the other hand, so they talk about comparison. Okay, comparison. So these are the context. If these words are given but, however, still, nevertheless, so they talk about contrast or opposition, right? That's it. So I hope everything is sorted till now. If yes, then everybody will write P6 clear, because this was the point 6. P6 means point 6 clear. Let's have a quick recap. And now everybody will write with me what I'm writing here. Everybody will write. Everybody, please take pen, paper and do write. Otherwise, you will lose everything. First thing, I have told you that there is no specific method, right? No specific method. What is jumbled? That you know. Then if there is no specific method, how we will approach it? So the answer is, approach can be different for each type of question. Now, understand the passage. I'm just writing the short, the initials. Third thing was, make mandatory pairs. Mandatory pairs. Everybody is writing or not? Please do write it. These are the notes. You don't have to go through the entire lecture. You just have to revise these points. That's it. So in mandatory pairs, what were the points I have just told you? A, the noun-pronoun relationship. B, the subject-verb relationship. Third, what was the third one? Full form and short form relationship. Fourth, I've just added one more point, one generalized to specific, right? The other thing, the chronological order, timeline, logical sequence. If I'm skipping something, please do let me know. These are the three things, right? Then what was there? The transition words. If I'm missing anything, please let me know. Everybody, please let me know if I'm missing anything. Yeah, understanding pairs. Second point is understanding the passage, not pair, right? These are the things. The next point which is left, I think I have missed something. Let me show you. There is no specific method. Understanding the passage, right? Understanding the passage. Then make pairs. In pairs, noun pronoun relationship, subject verb relationship. Then I told you full form, short form relationship, generalized to specific, or I've also mentioned the chronological order thing, right? Concept example, that's okay. Then the next thing was the transition words. So I have explained you what type of words are given for addition, for comparison, contrast. That's it. That's it. Okay. So let's see what have you understood as of now. Shall we proceed further if everything is clear till now? So this was fourth point. Very, very, I should say the most important point is the point number 5. The most important. And this is called POE. POE meant by process of elimination. The most important thing, the process of elimination. What does it mean by? I'll show you. Don't worry about that. So now we will simply jump to we will solve questions simply. And I have arranged questions here level wise. So first we will jump on level 1, then 2, then 3, and you will have fun in solving these questions. Shall we continue? Let's see. Let me show you. Here is one example. Okay. So these are the question types. So I'm showing you the types of questions that can be asked. This is type 1. This is type 1. Okay. So 5 lines would be given there or 4 lines would be given there. 4 or 5 lines would be given in this way. These are jumbled and you are required to rearrange them. So you have to find out which should be the correct sequence, whether it is A, that is C, D, B, A, E, B, C or D. You don't have to solve it now. I'm just telling you the type. So type 1, which can have 4 or 5 lines. Clear? One more thing, these sentences can be numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4, or these can also be labeled as A, B, C, D, E. So it depends. Okay. The second type is, in the second type, what will happen? Let me show you. In the second type, the first line would be fixed. You don't have to touch it. This is fixed. But the remaining 4 or 5, these would be jumbled. 4 or 5. It could be 4 or 5, right? So you will be you will have to figure it out what could be the best sequence. And actually, this will be helpful when you have the first line fixed. This is type 2. Okay. Sometimes what happens in type 3, one line, that is the first line, would be fixed. Okay. Then there would be given, this first line is fixed. Then there would be, let's say, B, C, D, E, A, and right after this, the last line. This would also be fixed. So you are required to rearrange only these 5 options. So these are the 3 major types which are asked. Is this thing clear? Puneet, I'll explain you. I'll answer your question. Okay. So now I'm giving you a few questions and I want you to solve, because these are very basic questions anybody can solve and you will have fun in solving these questions. Let's see. Level 1. Here it is given. Options are given and question is given. So here, first line is fixed. You just have to arrange PQR. Everybody please answer. And don't worry if your answer is incorrect. Do not worry about that. Just answer it. PQR, RQP, I'm getting various options. Puneet is answering PQR. Then Varsha, RQP, RQP. So we have different options. Let's see. Find out what we are talking about. Let's apply the approach. What we are talking about here, we are talking about reading, which is already given there. So you do not have to worry about that. This is the subject and this is the verb, right? So it forces us to. To is given. So after to, only first form of the verb used in this case. To what? So after to, or cannot be used. That means P cannot be the starting letter. So we can rule out two options, right? Reading forces us to or heard. No, it doesn't make sense. So we are left with B and D option. That means the line will start either from Q or R. So now it has become the simplest thing. So what did I do? First, I found the pair subject verb. Then I eliminated two options, right? And all the parts I have already mentioned you. So reading forces us to we might not. So no, Q cannot be the initial line. So we are left with only one option, that is this. Let's verify. Reading forces us to look at words that we might not have seen or heard in our lives. That's it. Understood? If yes, everybody will write Q1 clear. Amazing. Second question. Try to follow the approach that I have told you. Please answer. What are we talking about? The Indian government. The Indian government, right? So this is subject. PQRQ, what could it be? The Indian government balanced economic growth, had to plan for and development, right? Now, after the subject, we need an action. If we are talking about the government, so it must have done something, right? So balanced economic growth, no, it doesn't make sense. The P cannot be the initial line. So we can rule it out. Can it be had to plan? Yes, it can be. The Indian government had to plan for, after for, and should not be used. That means QR doesn't make a pair, right? QR doesn't make a pair. Plan for balanced economic growth and development. That means Q, P, and R. So the right answer is fourth option. Clear? If yes, then everybody will write Q2 clear. So this is level 1. You will be having same pattern, but the difficulty level can be increased in examination. And I should say there is no difficulty level. It's only the length of the statements. Honestly, please tell me honestly, are you enjoying these questions? Yes or no? The next one. Are you enjoying these questions? Let's see who can answer this. Intoxicating drink. RQP, RQP. I'm getting different answers. Let's see. Let's see. What are we talking about? Intoxicating drink. Correct? Intoxicating drink. The first line can be R, P, P, Q. Let's see. For good health, should be avoided. Yes. Intoxicating drink should be avoided. So we found that it should start with Q. That means this is the answer. You don't have to read further. Should be avoided. But no. See this. Intoxicating drink, because one line was left here. That is what I'm saying. You don't have to opt any option bluntly. You have to go through it. You have to explore all the options. So intoxicating drink should be avoided for good health. This was making a pair, but then this line was left. And that is why I say the POE, that means process of elimination, has to be implemented. So what are we talking about? This one thing and the other thing, both should be avoided for good health. That means RQP. And RQP is given here. That's it. Next, hurry up. Now we will increase the speed, not the level. After solving a few questions, we can increase. What are we talking about? This RPQR, the burden of something. Burden of another issue, that no, the burden of the GST, okay. So the burden of what? The burden of another issue doesn't make sense. P will not be the first line. The burden of the GST aims to redress. Does it make sense? No. The burden of regressive taxes is, what does it make sense? Like, in what way? The burden of the GST aims to redress, or the burden of regressive taxes is, see, Q should not be, because the burden of regressive taxes is another issue that the GST aims to redress. This makes sense. Okay. The burden of regressive taxes is another issue that the GST aims to redress. In other way, if I say the meaning, the sentence says the GST aims to redress on the issue, the GST aims to redress the issue of regressive taxes, or of the burden of regressive taxes. Okay, so it should be the burden of regressive taxes is another issue that GST aims to redress. So RPQ, this, where we have the first option. Very good, Harsh and Puneet, both of you are correct. Let's see question number 6. Please answer. Does I stand on upon? No, it doesn't make sense. Anyways, Y is not there. Striking with his sledge. So upon, on a striking doesn't make sense. So Z cannot be the starting line. On a hill, yes. And watch. I stand, I watch a laborer striking with his sledge upon the distant railway. So XZY. That means this option. Okay. Next. The extremes. Find out. RQP, Puneet RQP, Tanisha RQP, Ashish, Varun. See, what are we talking about? The extremes process, no, because extreme is not functioning as an adjective here. So extremes process doesn't make sense. P cannot be the initial line. Extremes a hindrance in the, no, doesn't make sense. Q cannot be the first line. The extremes of poverty are. This makes sense. R would be the first line. Now you have to verify whether P will come after R or Q will come. So in the extremes of poverty are a hindrance in the process of national integration. So RQP. D is the right. Okay. So this was level 1. Let me tell you, you will not see any such question in your examination of this such easy level. I gave these questions deliberately just to make you aware of the pattern. That's it. So please tell me, till now, did you get some clarity what I tried to explain in the last 40-45 minutes? what you are supposed to do, you are supposed to rearrange all the sentences which will be given in the jumble form, and it will make a paragraph. That's why this is called parajumble. That's it. Okay, that's it. So let me show you. There are several questions. You solve it, and in next class we will be discussing the answers. I'm showing you the different level of the question. Here it is given. Can you please answer me this question? Wait. These are different pattern actually, right? Okay, can you please tell me the sequence of this? Because no option is given there. This is type 2. Type 1 options were given, and here no option is given. Tell me. Can you rearrange all the 6 statements? All the 6. There is no fixed line. Everyone? It seems difficult, but this is interesting. Okay, Ashish. I have deliberately gave this question so that you can B, D, C, F, E, A. Okay, let's do one thing. I'm giving you this in homework, right? This is your homework, you do it. And in the next class, I'll be discussing this question. You apply all the steps that I have told you as of now. The same noun pronoun relationship, generalized to specific, then the full form, short form thing, if it is applicable, right? Till then, let us do these questions. So what I told you initially, that approach can be different for each type of questions. Can you please tell me the answer for this question here? Options are not given or what? Okay, this is P, this is Q, this is R, and this is S. Don't look at the options. These are different. Don't look these options. Wait. Let me just check. Because something is there. Let us solve this one. Skip that because in that it will take time. Just solve this one. This is level 2, question number 3. SQRP, okay. But SQRP we do not have in options, Puneet. SQRP is not there in option. So what happens in these type of questions? Shall we discuss? If you are done, shall we discuss? Shall we discuss if you are done? Let's see. See, now when you have these lines to arrange and options are given, so always start from the option. This is called option based approach. So we will always start with options. According to the options, the first line can be S or R or Q. That means you don't have to read the P. Okay, let's see. Some of its effects. Some of its. Do you know what does it talking about? Its, but this is a pronoun, and this its is used for what we do not know. That means there has to be one line before the letter, before this line, correct? There has to be something before Q. That means Q cannot be the first line. We ruled out this option. That's it, simply. Then R or S, let's see, at the same time, it is saying same time. That means some situation must have been talked about previously. Correct? Right? Let's see, at the same time, states a strategic intervention is essential because more than 40% of people live below poverty line. At the same time, that means something is definitely given previously. So R cannot be the initial line. Now, this is very clear that whether S will be the first line, this is very clear. Now, what we are talking about, let's see. The impact of economic reforms are big. So what are we talking about? The impact of economic reforms. This is the subject. Correct? This is the subject and what we are talking about. You don't have to worry now. You don't have to rearrange all the statements. You just see whether R will come next to S or Q will come next to S. So we are solving this based on options. R or Q, let's see. The impact of economic reforms are mixed. If it is R, it says at the same time states strategic intervention, okay, and Q says if the intention is just to consume whatever comes from the West, then it is harmful. It's very clear that after S, Q is making more sense, right? Because it is third line, R is saying at the same time. And at the same time means something else has happened previously, which is if this line. Some of its effects are really helping and positive as it increases initiative and entrepreneurship. This Q and then P if the intention is just to consume whatever comes. So it's simply S, then Q, then P, and then R. Second option. Everybody, please tell me if it is clear. Then yes, please write Q3 clear. Please write Q3 clear. I hope you are enjoying these questions. Here, in question number 2, options are not given correctly. I have to check it. SQPR. No, not RP. Because I hope it is clear. Any confusion? Okay, let us solve one more question. Let's solve this one. Question number 4. No partner is expected. Just go through the options because options are given, so go through the options. Shall we discuss? Shall we discuss? No partner is expected to air. So QRSP. It's very easy now. The same time it is easy or it is difficult, it depends on the options. No partner is expected to air the views of a particular group in public. Okay. The only requirement is that the condition partners have to stick to a code of conduct. But what is the specific condition? We do not have any idea. What is the only requirement and requirement of what? That is Q should not be the first line. We will rule it out. Every coalition party has to own the responsibility for all government policies or actions. Yes, R makes sense. It can be the first line. Experience has now shown that a coalition government can run as smoothly as any single party government. Very good. Here it is talking about every coalition party. Okay. And here it is showing coalition government can run. So what do you say? What should be the best answer for this? Any idea? C, R could be or S. Both are the good choices we have here. Not P. Definitely not P. Because now see, in R it says every coalition party. And here it says experience has shown that a coalition government. Can you please tell me, are we talking about coalition government? Please answer. Are we talking about coalition government? Yes or no? Please answer. Yes. Now, about coalition government, two statements are given, right? That a coalition government can run as smoothly as any single party. It says a coalition government. Then it says every coalition party, right? Can you tell me which is general information and which is specific? R or S? What it should be? RS or SR? R is general or S is general? No, 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 not R, not R, not R. See, not R. Please focus here. It says a coalition government. It says a coalition government. A means in a generalized term. If I say there was a king, the king was very cruel. So a king means introduction of king, generalized way. The king was very cruel. That means specific way. The same thing is happening here. A coalition government, then every coalition party or government has to own the responsibility for all government policies or actions. So the sequence should be S and then R. Okay, S and then R. And here B doesn't make sense in that way. It is C, SQRT. Do you understand this? Please answer me. Because see, S is a generalized statement that experience has shown that a coalition government can run as smoothly as any single party government. See, Jayesh, you have to compare. It says a coalition government and every coalition party. Let's say a coalition party and every coalition party. Now, which is, let's say, a boy and every boy, which is more generalized in these situation, right? Let's say experience has or research has understood. Okay, that's it. Let us solve one more question. I hope you are enjoying this. Please answer me. Are you enjoying these questions? Okay. The verbal part is really very interesting. Okay, everybody can answer this. The S1 is fixed. S6 is fixed. You have to rearrange the other four. P, Q, S. There is no R. Just B. This is R. P, Q, R, S. P, Q, R, S. All the four options are given. Please rearrange it. Once upon a time, there lived a farmer in a village beside a forest. The starting line can be P, R, Q, or S. P, R, Q, or S. Could be either. It could be any of the four. So once upon a time, there lived a farmer. The introduction, generalized statement, beside a forest, right? When the farmer was a little boy, he spent much of his time playing with the apple tree. Which apple tree, we do not know. This has been mentioned previously, it seems like. So P cannot be the first option. We will rule it out. Then can it be R? R says, however, as time passed, the apple tree became old. It seems that apple tree's introduction has been mentioned previously. So R can also not be the first line. It's very simple. We have ruled out. Can it be Q? Q says, those days the apple tree had given the choicest of apples to him. So which apple tree we are talking about, we have no idea. That means no, this one. S can definitely be, he had a big garden that had an old apple tree. See, this apple tree's introduction is given, right? And then later, those options are given. So it's definitely D. Okay, so everybody, please tell me in this entire session, did you gain some insights about the topic, how you should approach it, and you feeling a bit confidence that yes, it can be done. It is not that difficult. If you know the right approach, it can be tackled. Please answer, everyone. And trust me, these questions are actually a fun. Once you are involved in this, you will be enjoying it a lot. Vinay, Prince, Gopika, Varsha, Jayesh. Okay, I just want to know from which place you guys are. Can you please tell me your native place or your society, your location? Where do you live? Hyderabad, Mathura. Okay. Vinay, Hyderabad. Jayesh, Mathura. West Bengal, Sumit. Prince, Delhi. Gopika, Chennai. Tanisha, Gurgaon. Varsha, Belgaum, Karnataka. Nice. Amazing. It's very nice to see you. So I hope, okay, Harsh is in Noida. Where in Noida, Harsh? And Gopika, where in Delhi? Sorry, Prince. Prince, where in Delhi? Sector 77. You live nearby me. Okay, okay. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the session.